Could the NFL really be adding new teams? Yes, and leaked reports say it's not just talk anymore. Behind closed doors, owners are seriously discussing expansion, and specific cities are already on the radar. But which ones? And could your city be next? One thing's clear, the NFL is looking to cash in on fresh markets, and some surprising contenders are making big moves behind the scenes. From billion-dollar stadium pitches to massive untapped fan bases, this expansion talk is heating up fast. And get this, there's one city that's quietly building a case so strong, it might just jump the line entirely. Welcome to Big Builds. The NFL wants to expand, and sooner than you think. Let's get one thing straight. The NFL isn't just thinking about expansion for fun. This is about money, markets, and momentum. Adding more teams isn't just a headline. It's a long-term business strategy. Right now, the league is pulling in over $20 billion annually. That's more than any other sports league in the world. And with live sports being one of the last must-watch TV events, media companies are paying top dollar for broadcast rights. Amazon, ESPN, and YouTube TV are already fighting over streaming deals. So, imagine what happens when the NFL adds 2 more teams. More games, more viewers, and yes, more billions. It's not a matter of if, but when. Roger Goodell has hinted at growing the league to 34 teams. So that means 2 new franchises and 2 new cities that will become part of NFL history. But who's going to get in? Let's break down the top contenders, and there's one surprise coming later that's already working in silence. San Antonio, Texas, the sleeper pick with a loud fan base. San Antonio has been quietly waiting its turn, and it might finally be next in line. It's the 7th largest city in the United States, with a population of over 1.4 million, and it's surrounded by football fanatics on all sides. This city is prime real estate for an NFL team. And here's the deal, San Antonio already has the Alamodome, which could serve as a temporary stadium while something permanent is built. It hosted the New Orleans Saints after Hurricane Katrina, along with college bowl games and massive sporting events. So, infrastructure? Check. But there's a wild card, Jerry Jones. The Cowboys owner has long considered Texas his turf, and he hasn't been thrilled about the idea of another team moving in. However, with the NFL leaning toward expansion and not relocation, resistance might not be enough to block it this time. Insiders say San Antonio has strong investors ready to step in. And with the success of the Spurs and a growing tech scene, the money is there. The fan base is ready. The culture is perfect. Don't sleep on this city. It might sneak into the league sooner than anyone expects. St. Louis, Missouri, the revenge tour. The NFL didn't see coming. St. Louis has a score to settle. After the Rams ditched them in 2016 for Los Angeles, fans were furious, and the city fought back. And guess what? They won. That $790 million lawsuit payout wasn't just about cash. It was about pride. And now St. Louis is using that momentum to build its case for a brand new team. They've got the Dome at America's center. They've got a hungry fan base still bitter about being abandoned. And now, local leaders are exploring plans to build a next-generation stadium that could lure the NFL back, with no strings attached. But it's more than just payback. St. Louis is a sports town. The Cardinals are legendary. The Blues are thriving. If the NFL wants a city that's proven it can support a franchise, St. Louis is right at the top of the list. The fans never left. The league did. And now, the city is ready to bring football home. Toronto, Canada, the bold move across the border. If the NFL really wants to go global, Toronto is the ultimate test run. This city isn't just the biggest in Canada. It's one of the most diverse, most financially powerful, and most media-rich markets on the continent. Toronto has a population of nearly 3 million, and the Greater Toronto Area pushes it past 6 million. That's more than many current NFL cities. The fan base is already tuned into the sport thanks to the Buffalo Bills, and the city has a long football history with the CFL's Argonauts. Here's where it gets interesting. Toronto has deep-pocketed investors, including high-profile business leaders and celebrities who've reportedly had quiet talks with the NFL. They're looking to build a domed stadium that could support both NFL and CFL games. Plus, a Toronto team could unlock the entire Canadian market for merchandise, streaming, and sponsorship deals. That's a lot of untapped dollars. Is the league ready for an international franchise? Toronto would be a bold first move. Portland, Oregon, the tech boom city with football dreams. Portland might not scream NFL city at first, but take a closer look. It checks a lot of boxes. This Pacific Northwest city has exploded in size, wealth, and innovation in the last 20 years. It's home to Nike, a thriving tech industry, and a young, active population that lives for live sports. The city supports its trailblazers with die-hard loyalty and has one of the most passionate MLS fan bases with the Timbers. Football, though, that's the next big frontier. There's chatter in City Hall about developing land for a potential NFL stadium in the East Side industrial area. Backed by private investors and public interest, it could become a reality if the league signals a green light. Also, think about the potential rivalry with the Seahawks. Portland versus Seattle, just like in the soccer and basketball, would bring instant fire and ticket sales. This isn't a long shot anymore. Portland's patience might finally pay off. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, a small market with big dreams. You want underdog energy? Look no further than Oklahoma City. This place might not be top of mind when you think of NFL cities, but it's done something incredible. Turned a small market NBA franchise into one of the most profitable in the league. The Thunder proved that with community support, strong leadership, and the right market conditions, big league sports can thrive here. Football is basically religion in Oklahoma. The Sooners and Cowboys dominate Saturdays. Now, imagine Sundays in OKC. Local leaders have tossed around the idea of building a mixed-use sports complex. Rumor has it, land's been quietly earmarked just outside downtown. If that gets off the ground, it could put the city in a serious position to pitch the NFL. This is a team that fans would support with everything they've got, and that kind of passion is exactly what the league looks for. London, England, the NFL's European experiment turned reality. Let's take a trip across the pond. London isn't just part of the conversation. It's the center of the NFL's international ambitions. Every year, London hosts multiple regular season games, and every year, they're packed. Whether it's at Wembley, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or Twickenham, the crowds show up loud and loyal. There's even a group of UK fans who follow specific teams because of those London games. That's a growing, dedicated fan base, and the NFL is paying attention. The challenge? Travel. It's hard to imagine a team flying 8 hours for road games every week. But sources say the league is working on creative solutions, like setting up a Europe division, or even developing a new scheduling model to support international franchises. If London figures out the logistics, don't be surprised if they become the NFL's 33rd team, and kick off a global era for the league. Orlando, Florida, the tourist hotspot with NFL potential. Orlando already has everything the NFL loves: money, entertainment, population growth, and warm weather. Yes, Florida already has 3 teams, but Orlando is unique. It's the most visited city in America, with over 70 million tourists a year. A football franchise could tap into a built-in audience of visitors from all over the world, and there's already buzz about a multi-billion-dollar sports and entertainment complex being proposed near the International Drive area. Think Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, but in Disney's backyard. An NFL team in Orlando could attract fans, tourists, and sponsors in one of the most dynamic regions in the country. And with the Jaguars and Dolphins still trying to capture market share, Orlando might steal the spotlight altogether. It's a wild idea, but one that just might work. Salt Lake City, Utah, the surprise contender no one saw coming. And now the one city that nobody expected, but everyone's suddenly talking about: Salt Lake City, Utah. It might sound random, but this city checks more boxes than you think. It's one of the fastest growing metro areas in the United States. It's got a booming economy, a thriving real estate market, and a deep love for football thanks to the Utah Utes and BYU. Insiders say the mayor's office has already been in preliminary talks with NFL officials. and local developers are pushing a proposal for a domed stadium that would double as a concert and convention venue. Salt Lake might not be flashy, but it's got something the NFL values: stability. This could be the dark horse that jumps the entire line. So here we are. Whispers are turning into meetings, and ideas are turning into blueprints. The NFL's next chapter is being written right now, and some of these cities are sprinting ahead. Whether it's the fire of St. Louis, the flash of Toronto, or the quiet rise of Salt Lake City, one thing's clear: change is coming. And with billions on the line, the league isn't going to play it safe. Now it's your turn. Which city do you think deserves an NFL team? Drop your answer in the comments and rep your hometown loud and proud. And hey, if you want more deep dives like this, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. We're talking stadiums, team rumors, and NFL secrets you won't hear anywhere else. This is Big Builds, and we'll see you in the next one.